I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the finale of Sunderland Till I Die. What a finale. What a finale, Toree.
Yeah, I'm still out of words from the finale. I'm shook. I want it to be 5 o'clock so I can pour some wine because this was a lot. This was a lot.
It was a lot. I think we have to focus. I mean, this whole episode was about them getting out of League One, the promotion. But we have to kind of break it down into how different, like the players felt, the management felt, and the fans felt, because I think they gave a really good perspective on all three. And then, of course, you have a lovely, lovely underdog story because we love our underdog stories. And we got some news. We got some news. So, yes, overall thoughts. You kind of just told me, but give me a few more. What were your overall thoughts of this finale?
I wanted to cry. I did. I wanted to cry. Like I really had to take a moment and kind of like bring myself out of it. Like, Toree, you don't live in Sunderland. You barely even know who this team is. This this did not affect you personally, but like just watching the whole series and then getting to the final episode and seeing them lose was just it was heartbreaking. Like I said, it kind of felt like
Mm,
when I was watching cheer, they was getting up to the final competition, and for whatever reason, I was like super invested in them winning. And of course, in that series, they were able to win. And this one, I was like, yes, like I want to feel that again. Like I want that for them. I made this connection with this team that I just found out about, and so to see them not win it, it was almost as if like they were my family that I just seen lose everything. And I just want to, again, I always want to climb into the TV and like give everybody a hug or like fix it, and it was just no way. And so the camera just kept rolling after they lost, and I was just like, geez, can we just cut here? It's already heartbreaking enough.
I know. I am right there with you. And we talked about this. I mean, I think you and I both just felt drained. So drained. After watching this, your heart just hurts for them. You want them. I mean, every episode I feel like my heart hurt. I was like, I just want them to do well. And I could not imagine being actually as invested as these fans are. I mean, I feel invested enough and I'm like, okay, I need a break. I need a break from this. This is hard to watch. It hurt. And I mean, talking about the players, right? So I could not imagine being a player. You have a couple of those personal stories from them. You have one of them talking about, you mentioned he had fans come up to him and kind of harass him when he was just out on the town, like with his wife, and say, hey, like it was kind of your fault about the
Hmm.
last game that they lost. I mean, I could not imagine that happening to me, you know?
Yeah. I mean, of course, we live in a world where like everyone has an opinion and everyone is kind of
Mhm.
given a platform to voice their opinion, whether they're seeing you in the grocery store, whether they tweet you on Twitter, they're commenting on Instagram. There's just so many platforms where everyone, is constantly throwing out their opinions and personal attacks. And of course, their emotions are in it. So sometimes I think their comments just come off super cruel, super harsh. And it's because their emotions are kind of worked up, and it's heartbreaking for everyone. It's hard. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it's super overwhelming in the game and post game. So I couldn't
Absolutely.
even imagine being in that situation.
Right? When it's the fans are saying, like, "You didn't try," and then the players are looking at the camera, right? And they're like, I mean, we did try. We did try." And I'm
Right.
like, "I think you tried. I'm don't talk to me." Like, I think you tried, but I get it. I get how, I mean, these fans are just so invested. Then you have the wives. I loved this point of view of Jack's wife talking about how like soccer could be depressing, and she said that she didn't even know until her husband was a player, that he was on a team, of how depressing it could be and like the mental health of some of these players. And like, I you can see that. I could imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like yeah, and just seeing her say that like, yeah, we're kind of 10 years into this, so we kind of know, how to move through it. And that's another survival skill that you have to take on, being able to pull
Hmm.
yourself out of that or surround yourself with people who are willing to help you out of that and kind of support you no matter what, no matter how high or low you're feeling. And it is a group effort. And so like you said, it just touched on a really good point that even though it is a sport and it's about the numbers and the wins and the goals, it's also about the people. It's also about the
Hmm.
people. And I think this documentary has done such a beautiful job highlighting that throughout all the episodes.
I agree. I'm right there with you. All the people who are invested and involved and how everyone's affected. It's not just like you said, there's millions of people who have their opinions and they can say what they want, but sometimes when you say your opinion, you don't realize who else that is affecting when you give that opinion. And it's like everyone's invested and everyone's affected by all of this. And then you have like the management and their side, and then
Mhm.
you also saw the wife, Stewart's wife, talking about how yeah, you can sell the team, you can sell it, and he's saying no. I mean, the kids are so happy, and I liked her. The kids would be happy if you bought like an ice parlor or whatever. She said something like that, and I was like, true, true. Kids are just happy with anything.
Exactly.
But I cannot
Yeah.
imagine being like her.
I couldn't either. I mean, I'm sure she's feeling it just as much. I mean, when you're in that type of partnership, like a marriage, you're experiencing those things with them. So I'm sure when he's stressed, she's stressed. They still have to come back and be parents and figure out, how they're going to keep their household intact while also trying to figure out how to sort out this team and dig out the financial hole and bring in and make sure the team wins. It's so much, and it's just added pressure onto the average person's life. It's just like I can only imagine trying to be in a partnership, being parents and being owners of something else. That's a lot to look after.
It's a lot to look after, and then you have this second chance of getting or this last chance of getting out of this league. They're back at Wembley, and it's like it's so hard to watch these games too because some of them at the beginning, you're like, "Oh, okay, they're clearly losing. They're not gonna do well." But these last 2 especially, and this one, they are doing well and they are playing well, and it kinda comes down to the end, and it was heartbreaking. It was really, really, really hard to watch them not win this.
Yeah, and it kind of seemed like they were giving it their best fight. Like they were
Yeah.
trying, people were getting injured. They were substituting right away and finding, the best player to kind of carry out the game and try to make a win. And it was a lot. Like you can tell it was a lot of stress on everyone. You can just see it in
Mhm.
the game how stressful it was. I mean, like they were head collisions and broken. It was so much going on, and it was just kind of like every time you saw it, you're just like, ooh, 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 like you just kind of like So it was
Yes.
just a lot. You can definitely see that everybody was kind of like giving it everything they had to try to win this game. Even the fans who can't really do anything were also trying to give it, what they had, and it was just like you said, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. I wanted the cameras to cut immediately after they lost the game, like because I just knew it was going to be so bad, and that's exactly what we saw. And it was just like, ugh,
Mhm. Mhm. And
ugh.
it hurts to watch. For me, the worst part is watching the players who are after the games, like, laying on the field, right? And the manager, like, Jack's coming up and, like, rubbing their shoulders or, like, patting their backs, and you just see how much they're hurting. It's like, they wanna get league more than anyone, right? And that's just such a bummer. And then we see Joyce again, Joyce the chef, who is talking about, yeah, that she's never seen people cry like this in her how many 20-ish years that she's been there. She's like, we've lost a lot and I've never seen people cry like this. It's like they know they're at the bottom and they're trying so hard to get out. And it's ugh, and you want it so badly for them.
Yeah,
You don't
and
know
I
when
mean,
they're
I
gonna
think
get
it
out.
was I'm not sure who he was, but I think it was one of the managers who said, reminded him of when they lost previously, I think like
Mhm.
20 odd years back,
Mhm.
and how the team was able to come out on top and how the years after that were some of their strongest years. And I think that was kind of like the silver lining or the gleam of hope in this episode was that now you have even more to fight for. Like when you have something that you're fighting for, you fight a lot harder. And so I'm hoping, even though, we never know what will happen. I'm hoping that they're able to kind of use that to their advantage instead of, kind of sulking in that defeat and just kind of like losing momentum and not really sure how they're going to win another title or get out of the league. I hope they just kind of use that and history repeats itself and they're able to kind of get out of it even more and kind of do even better, like even better
Mhm.
than they expect,
Mhm.
just exceed all of their expectations. And I really hope that the next season they're able to do that just because I'm attached to this team, and now I'm gonna be like stalking their Instagram to see like what's
Oh,
going on and watching the next game.
I already have. It's bad. I'm like, You can't follow all of them on Instagram. You don't know these people. Relax." But no, I am right there with you. Like, I feel like I'm right there with those fans. I'd be storming the streets mad or stormy and hopefully happy, you know? Ugh, it's hard. It's really, really hard. And I think that this was not obviously the finale and the end that we wanted and that they wanted, but this team has hope and these fans are going to be fans no matter what. They're always, it's Sunderland till I die, you know? Sunderland till I
Honestly,
die.
and I mean, they sing the song with so much pride every time, no matter what happens. Like they are always singing. The song kind of sounds like yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
Yeah,
So I was like,
yeah.
is that what they're saying? Like in the first episode, I was like, what? I think I know this song, girl. No, I did not. So it's so nice, like seeing them still, stand up, sing the song, and have so much pride in being where they're from. No matter what's happening. And I think we always say it in every episode, like those are the fans that you couldn't ask for better fans. Like you just could not ask
Mm-mm,
for better fans. And
mm-mm.
so I just hope they're able to get a win. I feel for everyone. I just
I
feel for
know.
everyone.
I agree. And I think it's interesting too. Um, it shows how much the fans are a part of this organization and a part of this club and really make up the club because Stewart's mentioned a couple times now that he's like, no, I'm going to be here. I mean, he even said to his wife, he was like, I'm not going to sell it until they tell me that they're kind of done with me. And the fans do that. I mean, that's wild. That's wild. But I mean, it's smart. It's smart. And they talked about it a couple times also, just saying how they don't want the fans to turn because it could get ugly if fans support the manager and the owner and the chairman and then they turn on them. And I can see that being terrifying too. So it's such an interesting culture, truly.
Hmm.
Like some really, really devoted fans and the owners are gonna listen to the fans. They keep or sell the team. That's wild to me.
That is, and I don't think any American team is taking any pages from that book because I don't
No.
think any fan over
No.
here has that much power. So it's like you said, it was interesting to see that dynamic. Like his decision would solely be based off of what the fans wanted, and if that's not a
Mhm.
team for the fans, I don't know. I don't know what is.
No, I totally agree. We never talked about this, and I have to ask you your opinion because I'm kind of obsessed with the intro song. When you
I
said that they like yo ho, I was like, okay, I'm obsessed with the intro song though. So it's almost like it's sad, but it's also kind of just like I don't know. It gives me this feeling that I'm like, oh, I love these people. I love this town. I love this team.
Yes, I can confidently say that I have not skipped the theme song in the
Yes.
series. I'm just like, and like the visuals that they have and the gray and the black and white. I'm just like, "Oh, I love this team. Like it just puts me there. Like I don't know. It just when I watch the theme song, it's like I'm being sucked into the TV and now I'm there. And so yes, I have not skipped the theme song. I guess I kind of want to like find it on Apple Music or something so I can add it because it's a beautiful song. I like it. I was like, this is
Right?
nice.
I know. I'm okay. If you find it, send it to me because I agree. I'm right there with you. It just, for some reason, they just do such a good job. And you're like, okay, now I understand. I understand that football is life. Football is life for these people in the Northeast. You know, I mean, the fans say that over and over again. It's like, that's what this episode, it's called Football is Life. But you have the season ticket holders who are saying this team is their first love after their families, you know? I'm like, I don't know, for some reason, I loved this documentary. I loved the second season. I loved the intro music. I loved everything about it,
Yes.
minus the losing, which hurt, but it made you understand what they're going through. Made you so empathetic.
Yeah, it did. I mean, even when the fan pulled, I think he pulled Stewart to the side after the game, and he was like,
Yeah.
"I kind of want to cry in front of you right now." And I was just like, "Can we please just end it? This is just heartbreaking." And just to kind of like hear this man who is devastated at the loss talk
Mhm.
to Stewart, who is also devastated at the loss, just kind of like not really be able to find words to comfort each other because they're both just kind of like, I don't know what's going to happen after this. Like,
Yeah.
this is devastating. We don't really know our next step. We've tried everything that we could. We have to go back to the drawing board, and all we have is each other to try to get each other through this. Like, that's all we have right now are the fans, the team, and just kind of like picking up where we left off and trying again.
Yeah. That little scene kind of hit me too, because I was like, wow, you don't think, and even Stewart said that to the guy. He was like, you don't think that I'm feeling this too? You don't think that I'm sad too? But oof, yeah, that hurt. That hurt. And No potential plans for season 3, we know that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hopefully. Hopefully. But before we get to that, you have to give us your positive underdog story, because I do have
Yes.
news on that.
So I have been trying to, sprinkle in all these different sports. And now for the finale, I was like, it's only right to do a soccer underdog story. So
Woo!
let me make sure I get this right. In 1996 at the Olympics in Atlanta, Nigeria was the first African nation to win a major international soccer competition in the Olympics, and they beat Argentina 3-2. And it was super exciting. They came in gold, and that was just such a monumental moment. And I just like there's no better way to end off the finale than with a soccer underdog story.
Heck yeah. I love
And
that. I love
I
that.
definitely had to tie in, our like secret obsession with the Olympics. I was like, we're gonna love this one. We definitely have to talk about this one. So yes, that is my underdog story for the episode.
I was just gonna say, I was like, "Ooh, the Olympics, our favorite." No, when we're allowed to be out of quarantine and soccer's on again, we have to go watch soccer.
Yes, I was like, yes, like you're gonna be my new like soccer buddy. And
Mhm,
we have to like
mhm.
save up so we can go to the Olympics now that they're pushed back.
I know, I'm down. I'm totally down. I love that. Perfect underdog story. And then I have some fun news. It's actually, I mean, fun, it could be fun, but it was interesting. Like you said, you've been stalking all these people, so have I. And apparently, there is no more Jack Ross. So he is not the manager of Sunderland anymore. They appointed a new manager. His name is Phil Parkinson. So hopefully, Phil's doing well. And then Charlie left, but Stewart was still there, except for before the coronavirus hit, they were actually in the stages of shifting into new ownership. So that's kind of on pause right now, but
Yeah,
pretty wild, right?
that is
Pretty
wild. I
wild.
mean, it's crazy because I feel like we're always like finding the answers to our questions in these
I
news
know.
articles, and I love it because I know that everyone else that's watching has those same questions. But the documentary definitely kind of left off with the okay, what's going to happen? Like, who's going to stay? Kind
Mhm.
of starting where we picked up. I mean, yeah, doing that
Yeah,
and just kind of like
yeah.
trying to figure out who's going to stay, who's going to go, what's the plan for the next series, like what is going to happen. So I was definitely kind of curious to see if any of the managing staff or the I really wanted to see what their position was after that devastating loss because that could definitely motivate someone to pick up all their things and leave, or kind of like buckle up and just hold tight and try again. So
Right.
I don't know. Like I'm hoping that these changes are positive changes and
Mhm.
that maybe like this will be a great change that they need and we'll get those glory years that we want so bad. I'm just really hoping that these changes are for the better and not for the worse, of course.
I agree, and I think that this change, this new ownership, this new manager, all of this was a positive change for them. I mean, they helped the money situation and figured that out. So I think truly it can only go up from here. I'm hoping they're smart. I mean, the amount of times that Stewart said he'll listen to his fans, right? And if the
Hmm.
fans don't want him, then he's out. Clearly they're smart. Clearly they know what they're doing. I do think that they were a good change for this club. So I'm hoping it can only go up from here. I'm curious to see after the virus settles down what will happen.
Same. I mean, like you said, I think they announced in the documentary they were able to break even as far as like finances were.
Mhm.
So I think that they're just
Mhm.
kind of getting this clean slate. Maybe like this change in leadership and positions will be a clean slate as well. So hopefully this is just like the start that they need. I'm so glad they were able to at least, get out of that financial hole, even though they weren't able to win, they were still able to kind of get like a mini win of their own. So that was nice to see. And I hope, like I said, that it just helps them in the long run. I mean, we'll be watching, so we'll know if this,
Mhm.
helps them because now we're
Mhm.
like diehard soccer fans. Even though when we started, we were like, we don't really know much about soccer, and now we're like, yes,
Die
I
hard.
breathe soccer. I love this game. So we'll know.
Mhm.
We'll definitely know what happens in the future with this team.
Well, no, and maybe with this new ownership and a new kind of like light, they'll make a season 3. So here's
Mhm.
to hoping, right? Because how exciting would
Honestly,
that be?
that would
Well,
be super
I'm
exciting,
excited.
especially if they listen to us and make the perspective like from the players. I
Mhm.
think that would be a good
Mhm.
season because I'm
Mhm.
still hear from the players and how they feel about all this.
I agree. I agree because you know that They want to stay for this team. They want this team to do well, but they also have, I mean, personally, they want to go up in leagues. They want to be premier players. So, yeah, they should listen to us.
They
Season
should.
3, Netflix, hey, listen to us. We hope there's a season 3, and I hope this team starts to do well.
Same.
And thank you, everyone. This was so much fun.
Wow.
Hopefully, Toree and I will see you back about season 3. We don't know. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
In the meantime, we're always rooting for our new favorite team, Sunderland. And I hope that you guys enjoyed chatting with us. This was so much fun. And Tor, where can everyone find you on social media?
You guys can find me for now on Instagram at Toxic Model or on Twitter at Toree with 2 E's. And you can also catch me later tonight at 8 p.m. for the Motherland Fort Salem after show.
Amazing. And they have a fun special guest. So you guys should watch.
Yes.
Fun special guest. And I'm Kelsey Meyer and Kels Meyer 2 on everything. And thank you guys again so much. I hope you were staying safe and healthy and at home and watching all the AfterBuzz after shows that you possibly can, because we're here for you. We want to chat with you. Like and comment and tell us what you want to see. And thank you so much. And we'll see you soon.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.